Let's do it.
Must be two sides.
What is going on? I am so excited to welcome you into the very special episode of Must Be Two Sides. We have revamped a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Took a quick hiatus for the sun. We're gearing up for this NFL season, but we're back. We're back in action. I'm your host, MyCole Pruitt, here with my boy, Ahmad Hicks, as always, man.
Yeah. And just for, those who don't know, got 10-year NFL vet going on 11 if he can find a job right now, currently unemployed. But we going to tap into that. And then we got myself. I'm a journalist here in Minneapolis, sports anchor. So, yeah, best friend since 2006. Been thugging for a long time, bro.
Yeah, man. You ain't have to put my business out there like that, though.
It is what it is. Anybody can go Google it right now. It's out there it's public knowledge right now. You don't have a team, but hopefully soon, in a couple of weeks, you'll be back at work.
Look here, man. I'm enjoying my time. Man. It's the first time in 20 years that I have not been in a football training camp.
20 years?
20 years.
What's your summer like? Not being in a camp right now, waking up at 5:36 a.m.
Man, I'm vibing with family. I'm kicking my feet up. I'm working out, staying in shape, making sure if I get that call, I'm ready. But I'm definitely enjoying my time.
Look, my last training camp experience was with you, Carbondale, 2015 or 2014. Hot, waking up at 5:30 every day for 3 weeks in a row. Like, man, I don't miss that stuff at all.
You're not an athlete no more, bro. So
I'm not. I'm a journalist. That must be two sides, you feel me? Speaking of, though, I feel like you got to give us a camp story or something like that on why your butt is not in camp right now. There got to be a reason why you're not in camp outside of family.
Look here, man. I'm old. So I'm resting up and I'm getting ready for the season. But camp, this is the camp episode on Must Be Two Sides.
Right.
Revamp.
Yeah.
So let's break it down, man.
Camp is long.
Camp is long.
Yeah.
Camp is hot.
Yeah.
Camp is painful.
It's getting you prepared for the season.
Camp is getting you prepared for the season. Definitely. But that don't make it any better.
What's one memory that you'll never forget from your 10-year NFL career in training camp where you're like, man, I'm never forgetting this moment?
Man, 10 years is a long time.
It is a long time. To
culminate into one memory.
I know your memory's terrible, too. For people who don't know, Cole's memory's terrible.
Man, I'm like an elephant. I don't know what you're talking about. Look, I think I would say after 10 years, my 10th camp in the NFL
with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The Pittsburgh Steelers was the hardest camp I ever had to endure.
Elaborate.
We were in a college dorm room.
Okay. We did that before in
college.
That
was all white walls.
Sounds like college.
One tiny twin-size bed.
Sounds like college.
Sharing a room.
No, we didn't do that in college.
Sharing a room. Sharing a bathroom.
That's tough.
And expected to go out there and perform at the highest level with the bed and your back hurting.
They don't even get y'all no, Serta mattress, sleep certified.
Come on now. If they did, I would be in a better position right now.
That's pretty nuts that y'all sleeping on college-style beds, like as NFL athletes that are 250 plus pounds. Like those beds are meant for like 175-pound college kids.
Come on now.
That's terrible. But speaking of training camp, so things have changed over the course of, I won't say your NFL career because you probably came in this way.
But before you even get into that, let's just run down what we got on.
Oh, that's right.
Training camp episode.
That's right.
Very special.
We got a lot. We got a lot on deck. Yeah. You got a lot on deck. So first we go talk about what I was about to jump into right there. I kind of false started a little bit, but we go talk about the lack of preseason flag on play. Lack of preseason games, or should I say lack thereof, just a one less preseason game from back in the day. So they used to play 4 games. Now they play 3. But the starters barely even play. So we go talk about that in joint practices and how that's kind of beneficial or non-beneficial for the athletes. Then we go jump into our boy Shadeur Sanders. It seems like we just can't stay away from the Sanders family. We tend to bring them up on a couple of episodes every now and then. So we're going to talk about that crowded quarterback room in Cleveland and kind of how they're, doing our boy Shadeur right now. And then one thing that I kind of love, stats during training camp. I love it. I want to see how the guys are doing, how they're doing against the ones. I love it. I don't see why you don't like. See, all right, we gonna get into the two sides of all of that.
For sure.
So, and then we got a special treat for y'all at the end of the show, but you got to stick around. Promise, it's gonna make you laugh. It's gonna be entertaining. We go end the show with a bang. I can guarantee you that. All right, so now let's rewind. Let's get back into training camp. You guys now no 2-a-days anymore.
All right.
You only get a number of padded practices.
Okay.
Soft like Charmin, it sounds like a little bit.
Slow, pump your
soft
brakes.
like Charmin a little bit.
Getting aggressive.
Can't even go 2 days now. Walkthroughs and all this stuff. But all right, back in the day, you guys played 4 preseason games. And then that structure was like, all right, 1-2 drives in the first game, a half in the second game, maybe 3/4 in the third game. The fourth game, you don't play. I feel like back in the day, teams were ready to go week 1. Whereas now when you watch week 1, 2, 3, it's a lot of rust out there, man. It's like a little rusty. Y'all not ready, I feel like. So please tell me from the athlete's point of view why it's beneficial to have 1 less preseason game and joint practices.
First of all, let me debunk that rumor you just tried to spell right there.
Uh-oh. Tension starting already.
Last year, in the hardest camp I ever had with the Steelers,
yeah,
we went 6 days in a row.
Most teams don't do that.
6 practices in a row.
Was it 6 padded practices or some walkthroughs in there?
It wasn't all padded practices, but they weren't walkthroughs. We're going full speed. We're getting to it.
Okay.
We're competing.
Okay.
6 days in a row.
That's a lot.
So let's not.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
You know what I'm saying?
Not every team does that.
Exactly.
Not every team does that.
Not every team is sluggish to start the season either. So it's really a case-by-case basis.
Okay.
Let's start there.
Okay.
Secondly, this is all to protect the athletes.
How?
Because a lot of teams are starting the season with guys on the IR. Like, come on now.
I mean, but
the way training camp was set up in the past set athletes up for failure. How are we going to make it through 17 games? They want to add another one,
right?
If we're getting destroyed in camp.
But how does your body able to rebound and bounce back from a week 1 beating when you have not played in a competitive game at that level of speed since the second week of January? You're going 7 months without playing the game, and then you're just expected to go out there and just pick up where you left off last year.
You know, that's a very valid point, Ahmad.
I'm just saying, from my point of view, I just feel like there's a lot of missed tackles in weeks 1, and you always hear coaches, oh, we're going back to the fundamentals and we're going to teach wrapping up. It's like, all right, like, why don't we adopt the college mindset a little bit where you got a little bit more physicality at practice, you got more padded practice, and you have a little bit more contact, but it's only 5 minutes of a period instead of a 60-minute game.
You can't adopt the college concepts without college players. We're dealing with grown men that's fighting for a job every day that they step on that field in training camp. So they're putting it all on the line. Like,
right.
They're really aggressive. They really trying to hit you. They really, it's nothing that's being held back in these training camp practices. So in order to protect us from ourselves a little bit, you got to scale it back a little bit.
So tell me why joint practices then are more beneficial for you guys than actual football games. Because as a journalist, I'm like, all right, joint practices is cool, but you're still stopping short of the quarterback. You're not taking a guy to the ground. If you push a guy too hard, it may be a fight and practice is over and whatnot. Whereas in the NFL game, it's like there's no, it's rules, but ain't no coach whistle to save you. Like, you going to go play ball.
Look, man, I never said joint practices was more beneficial. I actually
Coaches
hate joint
that.
practices.
Why?
I hate joint practices because it turns into a fight. Like, every time you
Facts.
don't get nothing done.
Facts.
Like, these guys on the other side came here just to fight. Like, basically.
You've been a part of those.
Yeah, definitely. I have.
Yeah, I remember.
If somebody tried me,
I remember.
I can't.
You sent me the tape. You swung on the wrong person, but you gotta somebody pushed you after a play. You sent me the tape.
Review that tape, bro. Hey,
you gotta go check your messages.
A few people got swung on.
But I remember it was the guy that pushed you. You just got up and swung on the first person you saw, and it was not the person that pushed you. That just shows y'all got a lot of aggression. You might as well go play a game.
We have a lot of aggression, and when you put it into a practice setting like that with no hose bar, the referees are there, but they don't have no authority for real.
Right.
It can sometimes be a dangerous situation. I understand why coaches like it because it gives you a new look than what you've been seeing every day of camp.
Right.
So I get the coach standpoint, but from a player standpoint, I can't stand joint practices.
You can't stand joint practices and you don't like the preseason.
Either one. I want to get straight to it.
Man, that's
17 opportunities.
No, y'all need some buffers. Y'all need training camp. Y'all need to get acclimated. Just like y'all got acclimation days before you throw on pads. You need that before you'll play a game.
I understand that you need it. That doesn't mean that I have to like it.
I understand. See, look, this is the two sides to our argument. The pro athlete, the journalist. We can go on all day about this. But I feel like when you talk about taking away a preseason game, I feel like you take away a lot of opportunities for young guys. And when you talk about opportunities, we're transitioning to Shadeur Sanders and that quarterback room in Cleveland. Minus Deshaun Watson, they have 5 quarterbacks on the roster right now. 5. You add in Deshaun Watson, that's 6 quarterbacks. Tell me why a 4th game won't be beneficial to a player like a Dylan Gabriel or Shadeur Sanders.
Look, I won't tell you that because when you're in camp and you're, like Shadeur said, you're getting 3 or 4 reps in practice.
Right.
Those games are extremely essential. And Shadeur is going to get a chance in those preseason games. And coming up, he's going to start 1 or 2. So that's a big step for him to go in and be able to perform while the Bullets are really flying.
Right.
So a 4th preseason game can help certain players out, and then certain players don't really need it. But at the end of the day, most rosters are set even before we even get to that point.
For at least 42 out of 52 spots.
You gotta be a real outlier in that game specifically to really make the team from that game. So do we really need it? No.
Okay. You put me on the spot then here. All right. So the owner, Jimmy Haslam, came out and basically said the Shadeur Sanders pick was a surprise to me. And had I not known about that pick beforehand, probably would have spoke up, but I was trying to trust the general manager, but he came out flat, said that's not my pick. So I'm going to give you a response if I'm Shadeur Sanders, and I want you to tell me what an organization would say to you based on my response. All right. So Jimmy Haslam just says that I'm Shadeur Sanders. All right. Man, can't control what the owner has to say, but it's up to me to prove him wrong and to go out here and show my worth each and every day. I'm thankful. I'm grateful for the opportunity presented, to me. And I just got to go out here and go prove the owner wrong. And I got to earn my spot on the 53-man roster. That's the political answer.
I was just about to say
the political answer.
What do you really feel?
That's bogus. What you mean? You don't know what you mean? Why do y'all hate me so much? Like, if I'm Shadeur, it's like, what is it about me that made me slide in the draft? What is it about the media where you write all these narratives and these stories? It's like, oh, he's Deion Sanders' son. Like, the fact that he telling his own dad not to come to practice, like, I think that's kind of wild, even from a journalist standpoint. Where do you think the journalist could, what percentage do you think the journalist has in the narrative that's being shaped around Shadeur and his dad and his upbringing and all that?
I mean, they're the ones that's putting it on blast.
That
narrative that's coming out.
Not everyone.
It's being pushed to the public by the journalists.
Not everyone. There's a lot of journalists
you can
on
say
social.
Not everyone for everything.
There's a lot of journalists on social media that aren't journalists, but everyone on social media is a journalist nowadays because everyone can have an opinion. And that's really what all the sports world is now. It's just opinionated stuff.
Okay, yeah. And when the opinion is extremely negative, it's coming from somewhere. Where did they hear these reports about Shadeur Sanders' attitude or Shadeur Sanders' meetings that didn't go as well as they thought they should have? It was reported by said journalists.
Must be two sides. Where are the journalists getting that information? They can't just go out there and lie. This is not Twitter where people just go out there and lie and post videos from a year ago and say, this is X player and it's not X player. Like, these journalists are getting their information from a source. So who in the organization is leaking that?
See, that is something I'm not privy to, but they can go out there and push a narrative.
Two sides to every story. If they're getting that narrative from a source, a verified source, and multiple sources, it's not a rumor. It's a fact. Must be two sides, right?
That,
You're not just taking information from one person and being like,
it's still speculative.
It is.
Come on now.
It is. But it's coming from someone inside those walls. How can you as an athlete be frustrated as the journalist when it's like your general manager or your scout or your coach that's telling me this information?
Look, I think Shadeur is doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. He's taking the high road. He's putting his head down and he's working. But when it comes to a point where you know that a media frenzy is finna come around, your father coming out to practice and you're not even at the point that you want to be. So you're telling your own dad not to come. You're supposed to be proud of this moment. Your dad is supposed to be extremely proud of this moment. You made it to the pinnacle of the pinnacle. This is what we've been talking about since you was a little kid and I first handed you the football.
Facts.
But the story surrounding this environment is not a good spot for you to come right now, Dad. So go ahead and wait.
You know, I will say this. I've never seen a fourth round, well, not a fourth round, but a fifth string quarterback get as much media attention as Shadeur has. I've never seen a fifth string quarterback. I can't even tell you. Well, the Vikings don't have a fifth string quarterback right now, but
not many teams do.
I have not talked to Brett Rippon this year, who's the third string quarterback for them. It's like J.J. McCarthy's the guy that.
See, that's an indictment on you.
Yeah, maybe.
You should go talk to everybody.
You should. But fans want to hear from the guy who is going to be the starter, and rightfully so. You got to hear from the starter, not the guy.
And media members push narrative based on what the fans want to hear.
Pushing narratives is crazy. I think there's a difference, as we talked about in previous episodes, between beat writers, TV, and network. There's a difference in the level of coverage. Beat writers have to have something to talk about every single day. TV can kind of just follow the biggest headline and like, all right, we go get a comment on this. And, you know, network guys, they're never around. They just say whatever they feel like saying. And then I feel like, but those are the narratives that get pushed the most. It's the network people who aren't around.
I mean, that's fair enough, bro.
Right.
That's fair enough.
Must be two sides to every story. All right. So let's talk about this. So speaking of not being around, you got network analysts on big networks talking about, well, this quarterback's going to be a bust. This guy's not going to be that. And they don't even go to practice. Like, how often do you see a Stephen A. Smith at your practice before he goes out and reports on something from your team?
I've never seen Stephen A. Smith at a practice.
My point exactly. So my thing is, why do we hold so much weight with what a network reporter says compared to a local reporter? Now, trust me, I'm going somewhere with this. All right, so local reporters are at practice every day, every single day. Beat writers at practice, training camp every single day. So when they say, yo, I'm saying J.J. McCarthy because I'm here in Minnesota, but say J.J. McCarthy struggled today versus the ones. He went 3-9, only completed, 2 short passes, 2 checkdowns, blah, blah, blah. Why is that information not important to talk about when you're talking about the growth and development and the maturity of a guy, at training camp and practice? People want to know, y'all practice and training camp for 6 weeks. People want updates. They just don't want fluff every day.
Look, man, I think J.J. Watt explained it very well.
He did. And our guy Gabe, who's our producer right now, he's going to pop this up for us.
Look, man, training camp stats are insane and ridiculous is what he says. Used to think it was always people joking, but now it's seeing them seriously reported. You have no idea what the purpose of that period is, what the goals are, or what the context is. You don't. You really don't even understand what you're looking at when you're sitting there watching training camp practice every day because you're not in those meetings beforehand, going out there. This is what we're working on. This drill right here is going to be slighted against you. What can you do against it? This drill is going to be lean towards the defense. This drill is going to be lean towards the offense. How can you overcome adversity and win this drill? So some of these stats are extremely skewed and they don't really tell the real story. That's why, there's been cases where people have had bad camps and came out and had a great season. People have had amazing camps and came out and had a terrible season. So when you sit here and rely on these training camp stats, it doesn't tell you a real story. It just feeds the narrative that they wanted, that they think the people want to hear.
Fantasy football is real. I'll just admit that. So, drafts are coming up. People want to know what's going on. You got to know, there's a lot of money surrounding y'all, bro. A lot of money, gambling, fantasy football, weekly parlays. So, it's when you got to make educated decisions in this process. So, it's in a sense, you're a general manager. So, you got to know who to draft. You got to know who been doing good. You got to kind of predict the future. All right, well, I'm putting my money on this dude because he been doing good during camp. You know what I'm saying? So, it's
but is it really educated when you're not there? You're not really understanding what's going on, and you're not privy to what's happening.
That's why you're trusting the reporters who are there, who are
also not
stats.
privy to what's happening.
Okay, look, they don't have the game plan about the script and the scenario, but it's all right, J.J. McCarthy's going up against the ones. It looks like it's a 2-minute drill because there's a 1:25 on the clock, and Brian Flores is sending all-out pressures, and he did poorly versus them.
Mm-hmm.
That's still an accurate fact of practice, is it not?
If you read JJ's tweet a little further.
Can we pop that back up, Gabe? Can you pop that tweet back up, please?
It goes into to describe how on certain offensive plays, the coach could be telling them, hey, we want to work this deep route right here.
Right.
So the deep route may not be open, but we still want to get it there. And
still want to force it in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, or we may want to work this curl concept right here.
Right.
The defense script reads.
Right.
We don't even get into that deep into how practice works.
But I know how it go.
Defense script reads,
right.
and they have the perfect coverage for that play.
Mm-hmm.
They do. Now you get a pass breakup or you get an interception. That's what y'all not understanding. There's nuances to this thing. Come on now.
I kind of understand it.
Yeah.
Kinda.
You were in there.
I've reported on your side.
Together.
Look, in this podcast, I'm taking the journalist side, but I have accurately been on a show in recent weeks and said, like, look, training camp stats are misguided a little bit. So I get where you're coming from. Like I'm taking the journalist side here because there's still a part of us that need to report that stuff during training camp. There's
fair enough. You got a job to do, and so do we, brother.
Right. All right. So
man.
Look, we can go on and on about that. I feel like. I mean, training camp stats. They're misguided, as MyCole says, as JJ Watt says. But I guess for fans out there, take it with a grain of salt. So if you see a guy having a bad day, it is what it is. I actually did correct somebody on social media the other day, and I was like, look, people will take one video clip of practice and make their own narrative and be like, oh, this guy's gonna be terrible, and it's like you have no idea. Like, just go to practice and watch, and you'll find out. So I understand where you're coming from, but there's still two sides to every story.
And I commend you for that, brother.
Still two sides to every story. Still two sides.
Now, look, man, we got a very special segment here.
Uh-oh.
This is the first time ever.
It's going to be a weekly thing for us.
We've got a brand new game coming to the Must Be Two Sides table. This game is called Cap or Certified.
I like this.
We got 5 questions on the docket.
I like this.
We got to tell whether this question is cap or certified.
All right.
You ready to go?
I'm ready to go. I got a good one to start.
Come on.
Shadeur Sanders gives the Browns the best chance to win this season.
Certified.
Cap. Cap. What rookie has come out there and just ball right away and be like, these guys are good because of him? Like right away.
What?
Jane Daniels. Oh, no. Sorry. All right, let me rephrase this.
There's been a few case studies.
Jaden Daniels last year, most recently, but he was also a Heisman winner. Was Shadeur a Heisman winner?
That's neither here nor there right now.
Right. Okay. So let's go on to the next question. He said certified is cap.
Can I explain why I said certified?
Please, because I feel like the audience needs to know.
Yes, they do.
Okay, go ahead.
I feel like the quarterback position, all encompassing, requires an extreme amount of poise.
Okay.
The person that is showing the most poise right now that we see on an everyday basis with cameras in their face all the time, and the most pressure that quarterbacks will have on them is Shadeur Sanders.
Is he going up against Myles Garrett or TJ Watt or those guys? I'm sorry.
We talking about that right now. All we can talk about is what's happening right now.
Oh, but you told me just if we report what's happening right now during training camp, that don't matter because we don't understand it.
I'm not talking about stats. I'm talking about his demeanor, the way he carries himself.
Because you're calm and poised means you can be a good NFL quarterback.
That's one of the key ingredients for sure.
Let's not forget people in previous episodes. MyCole compared Shadeur Sanders to Tom Brady and the sort.
He's his understudy.
We can go on and on about this, but we're going to go on to the next question.
Man, the next question, man. Can negative articles from journalists get coaches and players fired?
Cap. There's nothing we can say that dictates the outcome of a game or your performance. There's nothing we write about that can get you fired. Nothing. That's cap. That's cap. I'm passionate about that one.
Look, I'm going to put a certificate on that. I feel like journalists stir up the fan base.
Okay.
And the fan base is one of the things that gets coaches fired the most.
But you know what helps keep their job security? Win.
Yeah.
Win.
That's true.
If you win, there's no negative articles to print. There's nothing to print about negative. There's nothing negative to say if you're winning and doing a good job, right?
Ah, man, that is a fair argument, actually.
So that means that it's cap and it's not certified. We debunking that.
Fair enough.
All right. My man Cam Newton. All right. Former Heisman Trophy winner. Super Bowl quarterback. He didn't win, but he did go to a Super Bowl.
MVP.
Now, MVP before. Now he's a podcaster. And he ruffles a lot of feathers on that podcast. So Is Cam Newton a better podcaster than he was an NFL quarterback?
Cap. Come on now.
I'm going to have to go Cap.
Cam
too.
Newton was one of the greatest, like, come on now, a Heisman winner, stepped right in as a rookie, had an incredible rookie season, MVP numbers, took a franchise from deep down in the depths and took them to the Super Bowl.
I agree.
He still got a ways to go in the podcast game. I'm not saying that he can't get there, but as of right now, this moment, Cam Newton was a way better football player.
I will say I like his setup and where he's going in the podcast world. I think bright things are in store for his future. But when you throw on that highlight tape, like Cam Newton was different, bro. Like he was, and I think a lot of people disrespect his game, because of the end of his career and whatnot. But I think Cam Newton, you throw on that tape that first 5-6 years in the league, he was different. He was on another level. So
he was one of them.
So I say Cap. He's definitely a better football player than podcaster.
All right, we finally agreed on something.
Finally.
Next question. Oh, this is a good one.
I'm listening.
Could an NBA player last it through an NFL training camp?
Cap.
Super Cap.
Cap. Yeah, Cap. These guys complain about playing 82 games and have, over the course of 7 months, which is a lot of games and stuff like that. But I mean, you see the way they flail and flop, like going to the hole, like trying to make a layup. I can't imagine one of them being in the trenches trying to do a run drill, or 11-on-11 team. Nah, bro, that's Cap. I don't think they can do that.
That's obvious, bro. Like I just described what camp is like. They're prima donnas.
They ain't doing that.
They are super prima donnas.
They ain't staying in no dorm, no old college dorm.
No.
So we agree on that. It's 2 for 2 now. All right. Okay. 2 out of 4. All right. This is a good one.
What you got?
This is a good one.
What you got?
No. A journalist can get 1 yard in an NFL game.
Certified Cap. Come on now. Come on. What is you talking about?
I can get a yard.
I can get a what?
I can get a yard.
You could get a who?
That's no. That's not Cap. That's certified.
You could get a yardstick.
No. A yard. You put me behind a good offensive line, good center. I'm not lining up 7 yards in the backfield. Maybe like 4. We'll cut the distance so we can make it easier. Like, forget blocks.
You're changing the whole game. Like,
forget blocks development, man. Like
we have to stay within the integrity of the game.
Tush push, baby. We just get behind the center. Somebody push me. We get in the yard, baby. What are you talking about?
Tush push is
no. Okay, wait.
Look, tush push is the quarterback that is the most successful at the tush push. Squats 400 something pounds. Can you squat 400 pounds, Ahmad?
We like at 300.
We just worked out today.
We like look. Wait. Clarity here.
300 is crazy.
He's an NFL player.
That is certified Cap, sir. That's certified Cap.
We can go on and on about this, but if you give me a yard behind, you give me a good offensive line, and maybe you lead blocking that tight end, I'm getting a yard, dog.
I mean, if you follow me, you'll get the yard.
I'm getting a yard. You feel what I'm saying? So that's not certified Cap.
But look,
I'm not some traditional journalist that's fat, out of shape, can't even run 5 yards without losing their breath. I can get a yard.
I understand that you used to be an athlete
10 years ago.
But even the best of the best offensive line miss blocks sometimes. So when you get in a game, everything ain't gonna be perfect, bro. You're gonna have to be one-on-one with a linebacker, and you're gonna have to make them miss. You can do that. Can you make an NFL linebacker miss in the hole?
As long as it's not like a start.
Certified Cap.
Look. Look, maybe it is Cap. Maybe that. Look, NFL job is very, very hard. Very, very, very hard. I'm not going to sit here and deny that. Like that, getting the yard. I did make. Okay, we're not even.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah, we're not even going to. That's a good way to end this episode this week with Cap or certified. Me and MyCole obviously agreed on some, disagreed on some. I'm still going to bat on the last one. I don't care what y'all say. Viewers can comment. Y'all let us know. But behind a good offensive line and a good lead blocker, 1 yard is obtainable, and I'm standing on that.
Man, Ahmad, that was a great show, man. I appreciate this revamp.
Not you ignoring what I just said.
I love it. I love the new set. It's beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Gabe in the back, our producer, helping us out with all this stuff. He brought everything to life. Big props to him right now.
Definitely, man. And we want to ask y'all, how do y'all like it?
Right.
So please comment, like, subscribe. Tell us what you think. Give us suggestions, whatever you want to do, and we're going to keep this thing going, man.
Yeah, y'all tap in with us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and we'll have a website up and running. You see, just be patient with us. We've been telling you from the jump, like, we are growing this together. So you stay with us at the beginning. You go see where we end up, and y'all gonna be like, man, they came a long ways.
Let's keep going.
Appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure you tune back in next week. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
I can still get a yard. I don't know what you're talking about.
Head in the game, never let it out of bounds. Stand for the truth, otherwise take a knee. Made it to the league, now we gotta take the lead.
Touchdown, MyCole Pruitt.
Must be two sides.